3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Hey everybody, and welcome to the College Esports Update. I am your host, Norris Howard. Don't forget, the College Esports Update is brought to you by Zaxby's. Cure your craving with Zaxby's. And we're going to start today's show throwing it out to Las Vegas. We got Andrew Stevenson, our big brain, with College COD. So Call of Duty is going to be starting everything coming up. Andrew, my guy, what's going on? College COD is still in that second split, but we are seeing the wheat get separated from the chaff. So, Andrew, what happened over the past week in Call of Duty?
How you doing, Norris? It was actually a nail-biter all weekend. As you mentioned before, the last final, rounds and evenings of the regular season was upon us. So we did see two undefeated teams. That was the big thing. Cali State, University Long Beach Black, and CU Boulder Black, both in the top 15, one at number 6, one at number 14, both undefeated teams. Only one is going to leave undefeated, obviously, and that was coming down to Afro and the squad there, with CSULB Black taking the series 3-1 and showing their dominance in the top 10.
Yeah, or I'll just call them Long Beach. Long Beach had been performing well across the entire season, and really, in my opinion, hadn't been as tested as maybe some of the other teams. And now that they've gone against CU Black, they really pulled it out. They performed very well, and as you said, Afro had a hell of a game. So moving forward, we're now looking a little bit into some of the other divisions. We look at number 25, Texas State. How did they do on the last week of the regular season?
So, yeah, they snuck into the top 25, as we talked about last week, so they were battle-tested right away. They did start the search map 0-3, but that was the only downfall we saw from them the whole series. So they turned that momentum around, end up winning the search round 6-4, and eventually even sweeping OU Crimson 3-0. Rage did go 23-8 on the raid control map, which, told them just pass the controller and get on out of there.
Absolutely. So also we got UTK Orange. They go 3-0 against the Akron Zips. So now that the regular season is all but finished, we are now entering the postseason, where we're going to have some qualifiers before getting into the national playoff bracket. So make sure you guys stay tuned to everything going on with College COD. Andrew will be here with us as always. And Andrew, if there's a team you had to pick out going into the playoffs, a team that you think has one of the best chances to win it all, of what you've seen, who do you think is really strong from this second split?
I mean, I don't want to go cliche and say my boys from up north, one of the Ottawa is going to come out on top. But, hey, I'm going to go with our deja vu that we are experiencing week on week. Seeing them at number 1 and number 2, I'm at the roll with my boys from up north.
All right, thank you so much, Andrew, and that's going to be that for our update on College COD. Make sure you guys stick around in the following weeks for even more coverage of the postseason for College COD. As I said, Andrew will be there helping us out with that as well. So thanks, Drew, for all your insight, and we'll see you later. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the College Esports Update. This time, we're going to take a quick look at the Rainbow Six Siege season. Joining us now, Sebastian Rooney, our guy who usually hits us up on the on-campus show with some updates for Rainbow Six. He is going to join us now on the update. Sebastian, what happened this week?
Well, it was announced that Collegiate R6 is going to be having their own mini invitational with 8 teams. 4 teams already have an automatic bid, that being Akron, Purdue, NC State, and Grand Canyon. The last 4 spots are being determined in a 32-team single elimination bracket, and final 4 teams are going to be playing the 4 automatic teams in a single elimination tournament with a $1,000 prize pool at the end.
Yeah, hit us with the Open League playoffs.
Round of 64 happened. No big upsets, unfortunately. But the round of 32 is making its way through, and that's pretty much the only update I have on that.
Yeah, and so out of that, what are some of the teams that actually pulled it out over week 6?
In the Premier League, we saw Akron beat University of Wisconsin-Whitewater 2-0, Grand Canyon defeat UGA 2-0, UTD defeating Kettering University 2-0, UTSA defeating Texas A&M 2-0, OSU defeating Boise State 2-0, Illinois State defeating Iowa State 2-0, Purdue defeating NC State 2-0, and Michigan Tech defeating Texas Tech, if you could believe it, 2-0.
Yeah, so again, Michigan Tech, as you let us know at the very beginning of the season, was a team that kind of came out of nowhere and is looking pretty good in R6. Also in Week 7, we have Akron beating UTSA 2-0. We have Iowa State beating Boston 2-0. OSU beating Texas Tech 2-0, and Michigan Tech once again pulling out a win, this time against Illinois State, a program that's had a lot of investment over the past year or so and is performing very well in other esports. Michigan Tech is able to win out against them as well. So thanks so much, Sebastian, for that R6 update, and we look forward to hearing more from you once these playoffs get underway.
Thanks for having me.
Don't forget, if you want to check out anything that we got going on, hit up our website, checkpointxp.com. Also, make sure you guys head over to Looking for Group. That's lfgroup.gg is the website for any information or sort of layouts on how the college esports landscape is. If you're looking for a program or if you're looking to potentially major in esports business or anything like that, Looking for Group is the #1 comprehensive resource for that. Now, we got Dominic Shotson, one of our largest brains in college esports, is now taking his talents to Rocket League to let us know what's going on in CRL. It's carball time, y'all. Dom, what happened over the past week? Opening week of CRL.
Week 1 of CRL. We had our week 0 last week, which was, some off streams content and some other games. But in week 1, we saw the whole league play. Northwood and Akron are two big guys out of the Fall 20 championship. Northwood, the winner, of course, and Akron, the runner-up. They continue their run of dominance this week. Northwood goes 3-0 this week, only giving up one game in one of their sets versus USF. They 3-0'd UCF and 3-0'd Durham University, which is another program that we saw get their first win this week, which is a really entertaining game. But Akron also 3-0'd their opponent. So those two teams just running atop the East. They are far and away the best teams in the East.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one thing that I definitely want to say is that coming out of Northwood, one of their players, Buddy, in the Rocket League team was actually our College Esports Player of the Week for his consistent play over week 0 to week 1. It was really awesome to see Northwood kind of in full flight this week. And, as we move forward through day 2, as you said, those big hitters, those big guns kept their momentum going. Northwood, Akron, Arizona is now in the mix. So you had a lot of teams that you expect to do well that continue to do well. And one thing I'm very excited about this season in Rocket League is we do have a couple of new teams, but it's a long season, guys. And I don't anticipate anybody going undefeated because even Northwood was pushed to the brink by teams like Durham. So, it's going to be a really interesting season to watch. Dom, I got one question for you. Of the games that you were able to watch over the weekend, who's kind of standing out to you besides Northwood and Akron?
Well, when you look at the teams that are standing out the most, LSU out in the West, they're still currently undefeated. They are the team to watch in the West that maybe they can compete with the big dogs of Akron and Northwood. They took out UNT 3-1, or I believe, in their set, and UNT is out of the West, was the big dog last split in Fall 20. LSU's coming up. They really ran over UNT, so that's a team to watch that maybe they can supplant one of the two big dogs, Northwood and Akron. Maybe we'll see them in the championship. Keep an eye on them. They're very competitive.
All right, Dom, thanks so much for that update in Rocket League, and we're going to have more for the College Esports Update coming up. All right, everybody, welcome back to the College Esports Update once more. We close the show out with, again, one of my favorite people in all of college esports. We got Coach Adam Antor of Aquinas College hitting us with the C-Law update. Coach, now we finally got the Southern Conference all wrapped up. Now we got a clear playoff picture. Coach, what happened over this week down south?
Yeah, Winthrop showed us why they are a favorite coming out of this South Conference with a quick 3-0 victory over Houston. It wasn't even close. I don't think any of these games hit 30 minutes. And that was the exact statement that we wanted to see out of Winthrop heading into the national tournament come May.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that we got Winthrop all nice and settled in, we got a clearer view of the playoff picture. Northwood, Harrisburg, Western University, Winthrop. We got a lot of heavy hitters here and already seeded up. Even though a few more teams will be filling out the rest of the bracket, of the folks who have already qualified, Coach, outside of Maryville, obviously, who I would say is probably far and away the favorites to win the national championship once more, who continues to look dangerous? Because you've gone out and said Harrisburg has been disappointing this season. Who can maybe fill that void if Harrisburg is not up to snuff?
You know, I think this Winthrop team looks really good. I think Boise State's going to look really good. Grandview University. These are all teams that are going to look to make deep runs into the playoffs. And what's really important is that there are 4 more spots in this national bracket to be decided, and that will be decided by the CLOL selection, or the CLOL Championship Selection Committee, and they begin voting this week. Yours truly is actually on that committee, and I don't want to give too much, but there are some names coming out of a couple of the different conferences that could find their way into the national bracket, maybe even more than one from the North Conference, but we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, again, you know, that Northern Conference, incredibly competitive. A lot of teams were not going to be able to make it out without that selection committee, so we can only hope to see some of those top-tier programs make it in. And we forget, we cover the cardinal directions, the 4 biggest conferences, but there's a lot of partner conferences and divisions that also played in CLOL. They're going to have a chance to stake their claim through the selection committee as well as through their individual tournaments. So when May comes around and we get the CLOL tournament officially starting off, it's going to be something really exciting to watch. So, Coach, we thank you for that update. Again, good luck on your voting and all that good stuff. I haven't gotten a call from Wright about my vote. Maybe I got to send another email, if you will. But
maybe
with that said,
check your spam folder. I don't know.
But with that said, that's going to be it for the College Esports update. We thank all of our contributors and correspondents that help us out to aggregate the information for you. And don't forget, we also have the on-campus show where we have a bunch of interviews and other more educationally focused topics such as scholarships and new programs starting up. So if that's where your interest is, make sure you guys check that out as well. I am your host, Norris Howard, and for everybody that helps us out here in the College Esports Update, we'll see you next time.